What's up, guys? So it's the 25th of November. No, it's not. No, it's not. So it's the 25th of October. Today is our favorite Witcher's birthday. Geralt of Rivia is turning 6 today. I know he looks a little bit older than 6 years old, but hey, not gonna judge. Geralt, you look great. Geralt has been around for quite a while from the books, so 6 years to celebrate the Witcher series when it comes to the video games. I had gathered information on The Witcher 3 a while ago when it came to Eurogamer 2013 that happened not long ago. I think it was early this month. And I thought, what better day than to do it today? I really hope I have this video ready to go on the 25th. If not, it's going to be on the 26th, which is going to be really lame. So I've got my trusty Witcher medallion ready that Scottish Warrior 92 gave me. So yeah, let's just do this. There hasn't been much new information since the last time I did a Witcher video, which was the one from E3, which has done really good, and I'm really proud of that video, which was kind of ironic because I felt so bad about that video because I was so nervous that day, and I was like, oh my god, I did horrible, and I was really happy about the interview. Like the person that I had interviewed, he did great, and he said so much information, which was so cool. But I was so nervous that day. So I was like, oh my god, I think I just screwed it over. But it turned out really good, and I love that video so much. So I'll link it here. It's just Witcher 3 information from E3. But in Eurogamer, they did talk a little bit about some new stuff and how they're going to be doing things in the game on a development standpoint, and they also had like Q&As and stuff. So I thought I would go over that because, you know, I think we all need our little Witcher fix every now and then. So CD Projekt RED's goal for The Witcher 3 is being able to combine a complex storyline as well as an open world. And in all honesty, I think the open world is really going to add to the storyline. I think it's going to make the story, that story in particular, that world just work. I think it's just going to meld so well because, I mean, just being able to go out and just Witcher hunt, you know, like just hunt like a Witcher and just being able to go and get jobs at towns and stuff and then going out to look for the monster. I really can't wait to play this game. It just looks so good. And it being an open world, I'm not really worried about that. Because usually I get kind of worried. But I'm not really worried about it in this case because I feel like I feel like gamers could really trust CD Projekt RED because you just always know that they're doing everything they can to make it a good game or a good experience. CD Projekt RED is saying that they're putting a lot of effort to make it mature and well developed. So they're trying not to take away from what the Witcher games have been in the past, like, you know, kind of dumb it down so that they could add a bigger aspect to it. They're not trying to do that. They're trying to still give you the same type of Witcher experience, but advanced, even more advanced than in the past because they now have more resources. CD Projekt RED is a lot bigger. They were talking about how much CD Projekt RED has grown. They now have a new studio in I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but it's called, he said something like Krakow, and they went through remodeling in their studios and to separate two teams working on The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk. So they have grown a lot, so they have more resources and more hands on deck as well to work on The Witcher. Pretty much what they want to do with the world is they want to give you more freedom, more exploration, more immersion, and a world that is alive. But with all of this that they're doing, they have three main design problems. One of them is pacing, how to keep the dynamic pacing of the main storyline events in an open world environment. Second one is the complexity. They were worried that the complexity of the main storyline and the size of it might be an issue because of how big it was and how much you had to do in the world. So they were worried that you know, you would probably forget what was going on in the main storyline because you went off and did a bunch of side quests or something, or explored for who knows how many hours, and then you were like, okay, I'm gonna follow the main quest now, the main storyline, and you're like, wait, what had happened? I totally forgot. And I mean, not just the main storyline, but also like factions, relationships between factions. That you might have learned like in the very beginning of the game. Are you going to remember that, or how are you going to remember that throughout the game? And then the third problem is recurrence. They don't want to repeat quests, so they want you to feel like you're doing new things throughout the game, and not like, oh, I just did something similar to this quest like a little while ago, you know, so that they're repeating themselves. The cool thing is that they were talking about the problems, but then they also talked about the solutions that they have. I've seen a lot of these problems arise in games, especially like repetitive quests and stuff like that. And so seeing CD Projekt RED addressing them and telling people, trying to like, you know, let them know that we're working on this. We know those problems exist in other games, or we know that these are probably concerns of your guys's, but they're addressing them and saying these are the solutions that we've come up with. With the pacing problem, they were worried that since the world is so big, how are they going to keep the player intrigued? You know, like, so that you're not just walking through the wilderness and nothing happens, and you're just like, you know, people get sick of that. Like, they get bored. Like, they want things to happen. That's what they were worried about, but they came up with this idea called event clusters. They're showing, like, a map of areas where they have, like, these little red dots in different sections, and those red dots throughout the map are event clusters, or whenever you walk past one, you'll trigger an event. And usually those events are tied to what you just did in an area, like in a main quest or something. So they're chained within the quests. So it's not going to ever be like, okay, you start off in one point, like way over here, and then they say, okay, you need to get so-and-so stuff, and you have to go like all the way to the other side of the map. It's not like that. They're all chained within a cluster of, let's say you go to an island, all the quests are chained throughout that area. And then there's also the side quests and the smaller encounters, which will always keep the player intrigued and able to do things when they're not exploring the world. So now this brings me to the complexity, the size of the world, and the size of the story, the main storyline. Could this be too much? Like, could it get confusing? Could people start forgetting things? Like, what happened here? And like, wait, what? Who's that person again? I forgot. The solution to this is what they call attractive reminders. And this is kind of what they've done in the past. They did this with the previous Witchers, and I'm glad that they're bringing it back, because not only does it help with remembering things, it also gives it like this narrative feel to the game that I've always kind of loved in The Witcher. You know, those comic booky cinematics that would play, telling a story, like Geralt would be narrating what had happened in the past, or relationships between specific factions, or if say you do something in a quest, you see the cinematic play afterwards, and then it shows you like the consequences from what you did in that quest, or the choices that you made. These are the consequences. That they're gonna bring that back. That's called the storybook and the flashbacks. And like I was saying, that's not only useful for people that, you know, to remember things and also keep it very fresh, but I think it's a really good way to help people that haven't played the previous games or don't know anything about The Witcher to pick it up easier. They were also talking about the NPC design. They said that they should all be distinctive and memorable, with interesting dialogues and unique character design. That as small of a detail as that might seem to people, because it's like, oh, it's just an NPC. You know, you're probably just going to see them once and then bye. I hate going to places, meeting NPCs, meeting new people, and they're like a replica of every other person. There's like 5 templates. An example is Fable. Ugh. I mean, I love Fable, but oh my god. There's like seriously like 5 templates of townspeople, and they use it all over the world. So you see the same person over and over. They just have a different name. Oh my god, that bothers me so much. You know, sometimes you meet these NPC characters that are just awesome. You know, especially, and I remember in The Witcher 2, you would meet these NPCs and they would make you laugh sometimes, and you'd be like, oh, I love that guy. That one guy that sold me so-and-so thing or whatever. He was pretty funny. Or if you find yourself returning to that NPC, you just grow to really like them. So them being unique and have unique design to them, I think is a big thing. It is for me, because I just hate meeting NPCs or having the same NPC just be so dull and telling you what you have to do in a quest or something, or what you have to find. It's just like, okay, whatever. You know, just skip whatever they're saying. But when they do it like this, it really gets me excited to meet everybody, no matter how unimportant they are in the story. It just brings that world to life. They said that they have more face models, and this is including NPCs, not just main characters, more face models than in The Witcher 1 and 2. So this is still talking about the NPCs. This is that they play an active role in the game. They don't just wait there for you to return, and they are involved in the chain of events. And then the third problem, the recurrence, which was how do you fill a vast open area with content that won't be repetitive? They're dividing activities into different types, so main quests, side quests, encounters, mini games, monster hunting, etc. They're all diversified in different regions of the map, so they're not overused, and they're working hard to put memorable elements in all activities, no matter how small. So that's pretty much it, what they talked about when it came to the development side of the game and the problems that they were having and the solutions that they're letting people know about. Next was the Q&A, and they were talking about the 3 platforms, which are the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox One. They said that they're really trying to maintain a good balance of game performance and graphics among all 3. Obviously, the PC is most likely going to be the best experience because of the graphics and all that, but they're doing their best to have it a balanced out experience for console users and for PC users. Someone in the audience asked if Yennefer or Ciri were going to be in The Witcher 3. It should be known, at least, I'm not going to go into the details, but it should be known at least that Yennefer is Geralt's the love of his life. So she is mentioned throughout The Witcher 2. I don't know about The Witcher 1, but in The Witcher 2, she's mentioned every now and then, not a lot, because Geralt doesn't really remember because he has amnesia. But now he's going to remember. He's going to know. He's going to remember Yennefer. So Yennefer was a character from the books. And Ciri is also a character from the books. She's a young girl who Geralt kind of took under his wing. He's kind of like, he kind of adopted her. So people were asking, are Ciri or Yennefer going to be in The Witcher 3, or are they both going to be in it? He kind of avoided the question and said that he couldn't really answer that, but he said that characters from the book and from the previous games will make an appearance. Some of them will make an appearance somehow. So he didn't really say who or what, but they have said in the past that Yennefer is going to play a role in The Witcher 3. How big of a role, I don't know, but I think she's going to have a big role in The Witcher 3. And, I mean, even without them saying it, you kind of already knew that Yennefer was going to be in The Witcher 3 because of the way that The Witcher 2 ended in the whole Wild Hunt thing. So, and then this one's called The Wild Hunt. So obviously we're going to find more about that. And as we found out in The Witcher 2, Yennefer is a part of that. But when it comes to Ciri, I think she is going to be in it, but that's unknown. People say, you know, she probably is, she probably isn't. If she's not going to have a major role, I think she is definitely going to at least make an appearance. But I think she's going to have a bigger role than just an appearance. Hopefully. I think it would be so cool. Someone asked if there was going to be any Kinect 2.0 features or the PS4 touchpad with The Witcher 3. Right now, CD Projekt RED isn't sure if they're going to be incorporating any of those features in the game because the game isn't fully developed yet. so they're not that far into it to figure out whether that stuff is going to be a feature or not. But they will keep us informed when it comes to that. When it comes to the combat, they said that combat is more intimate and not as chaotic as in The Witcher 2, but still as challenging. The pacing is a little slower, so you can predict what your enemies are preparing to do. They removed the rolling animations and they replaced them with like pirouettes, I can never say that word. Pirouettes. I'm just giving up. No. You guys know what I'm saying. This. And I did see that in the demo that they had in E3. I remember that. I remember not seeing a roll. I remember seeing him doing like this. He would like jump back. It looks a lot better. I think it flows so much better that way because it looks like he's a trained swordsman and not just rolling the whole time. There are the same amount of signs, but they can be upgraded this time to add different functionality. And there are also more opponent types that actually communicate with each other as a team. And there's there's different types of monsters, more monsters. And then someone asked about the modding community, if they had that, if they were keeping that in mind. And I mean, the red kit for Witcher 2 came out a long time after The Witcher 2. So they said that the red kit for The Witcher 3 will be introduced earlier than it was for The Witcher 2. It took them a long time to release the red kit for The Witcher 2 because they wanted to get it perfect, and they pretty much worked on it afterwards. So and plus they didn't have as many resources as they do now, like I was talking about. So now they could actually think about these things and work on them more efficiently than in the past. And finally, the romances will not be linear. They will be approached in a very mature way, and you don't just have to romance one. Just like always, our freaking lover boy Witcher, Geralt of Rivia, always seducing the women. So you can romance multiple females. As if we didn't already know that. Isn't that default for Geralt? That's already default. So that's pretty much it. So like I said, not too much information. A lot of cool things to know that they're working on. I will keep you guys up to date with any information that I find out. Some people who have been like, why haven't you made another Witcher 3 video? And I'm like, there hasn't been that much information. So I'm glad that they're taking their time with this stuff. I'm glad that they're letting us know the problems and the solutions, letting us know that they're working hard on this, as if we didn't already know. I mean, this is CD Projekt RED, and they're just such great and talented developers that I really don't think we have anything to worry about when it comes to The Witcher 3. It already looks absolutely amazing. Everything they have planned for it is just, oh my god, and I can't wait to know more. I'm serious. This is seriously one of my most anticipated games of 2004. I don't know, dude. I don't know when I'm living. This is seriously one of my most anticipated games for 2014. So yeah, I can't wait to know more. As soon as I know more, I will share it with you guys. So yeah, happy birthday to Geralt of Rivia. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.